Now looking at fibrous connective tissue, and that's basically our ligaments and our tendons, especially for our purposes. There are other types of connective tissue, fibrous connective tissue listed on the right-hand side of the slide. But let's look at the ligaments and tendons. So ligaments are dense, irregular, fibrous connective tissue. They attach bone to bone. They contribute to joint stability and they guide motion by kind of limiting not wanted motion. And they also have proprioception. They help with proprioception. Tendons, on the other hand, are regular fibrous connective tissue. They attach muscle to bone. They transfer force produced by muscle to the bones to produce the movement. So let's look a little bit more closely at ligaments and tendons. They're both made up of collagen and elastin. Collagen, it's usually type 1 or type 2. Again, it can it's like a rubber band. It can resist tensile load, but it's much more stiff than elastin. Elastin, if you have more elastin in your ligaments or tendons, it can be very stretchy. Tendons and ligaments resist tensile load. They cannot resist compressive load, as we saw in bones, which could because of that hydroxyapatite. Tendons are parallel bundles of collagen. They're aligned very linearly in the same line of direction, as opposed to ligaments, which are irregularly arranged, and that allows them to resist loading in many planes. Bursa are small fluid-filled pockets. They're filled with synovial fluid. If you get bursitis or have had bursitis, that's an inflammation of those bursa, and you just need that inflammation to go down. But they're needed because they reduce friction where tendons or ligaments rub against other tissues such as bone. Cartilage, also a type of connective tissue, is made up of cells, or your chondrocytes, and then this extracellular matrix, which is not stiff, but it's made up of collagen fibers, proteoglycans, and water. So mechanically, it's a very interesting tissue, and we'll get into a little bit of how it functions a little later in the term. There are three types: elastic, fibrocartilage, which are your menisci or your intervertebral discs, and then hyaline or articular cartilage. Hyaline cartilage or articular cartilage decrease friction around joints, attenuate and distribute load through the joint, and cushion subchondral bone. So cartilage is kind of like if you land, it the water like flows through its matrix, and the slower the water flows through the matrix, the softer, quote unquote, your landing would be. So to have functioning cartilage is very useful.